Archive entry 47B. You are looking at Times Square in the year 10,000. The neon is gone, the steel has melted into rust, and the entity stalking through the flooded subway is not alien. It is the hyper-mutated descendant of the domestic house cat. For centuries, we asked how the world would end. We never realized our disappearance wouldn't be an end at all. It would be an ignition. Welcome to the Speculative Archive. Today, we simulate the biological gold rush that occurs the exact moment humanity vanishes. Day 1. The silence is deafening. The sudden absence of 8 billion humans creates an atmospheric shockwave of quiet. Cars idle until their engines die. Power grids, fully automated for a time, eventually cascade into darkness as fossil fuel plants run dry and nuclear reactors enter permanent emergency shutdowns. Within a week, the domesticated world starves, or it escapes. This is the curiosity gap that biology loves. We leave behind a planet saturated with artificial structures, highly durable plastics, and concentrated radiation. We assume nature will simply erase us and quietly return to the Ice Age. But nature does not rewind. It uses what is left behind. The concrete canyons of Manhattan, the endless asphalt veins of our highways, the deeply flooded subterranean tunnels, these are not tombs. They are the scaffolding for entirely new, terrifying ecosystems. Phase 1, the feral concrete, year 100. The cities are overgrown, draped in thick, suffocating, aggressively mutated flora. The weak have already perished. The survivors have adapted. Take the domestic dog. Stripped of human care and kibble, dog breeds do not peacefully revert to wolves. They interbreed, creating a highly resilient, city-dwelling scavenger. We call them the asphalt hounds. Their paws have widened and calloused, evolved to run silently across fields of broken glass and jagged steel without bleeding. Their snouts are shorter, their bite force exponentially increased to crack open old canned goods and chew through thick plastic containers. They hunt in massive, highly coordinated packs, navigating the vertical cliffs of decaying skyscrapers with terrifying agility. The city is their mountain range. Phase 2, the Green Choke, year 5000. The global temperature has stabilized, but the geography is entirely unrecognizable. Underground subways have collapsed into massive subterranean rivers. London, Tokyo, and New York are sprawling toxic swamps. Here, in the dark, we see the rise of the Metro-Gators. Descended from escaped exotic pets, these apex predators have adapted perfectly to the enclosed spaces of the flooded underground world. They have lost all pigment in their scales, turning a ghostly, translucent white. Their eyes are entirely gone. Instead, they hunt purely by sensing micro-vibrations in the water, using the rusted railway tracks as conductive sensory webs. If you drop a pebble in the water of a flooded subway station, a jaw the size of a car will snap shut before the ripples even hit the wall. Phase 3, the synthetic digesters, year 50,000. The organic remnants of humanity are long gone. What remains is our true immortal legacy, plastic and heavy metals. To survive this barren phase, the food chain makes a horrific pivot. Fungi and insects that evolved to eat polyethylene have merged. Enter the plastidrone. Descended from the common cockroach, these massive arthropods have incorporated our synthetic waste directly into their biology. Their exoskeletons are no longer made of chitin, but of hardened microplastics and biological Kevlar. They are practically indestructible. They build towering hive-like cities out of compressed, centuries-old garbage. They secrete a highly acidic saliva that melts down old car engines to extract trace minerals. The hum of their wings sounds like a malfunctioning electrical generator. Year 1,000,000, the climax. The continents have shifted. The last recognizable human monuments have turned to unrecognizable dust. But the descendants of the creatures we left behind now rule a planet we would completely fail to understand. Above the dense, toxic canopy of what used to be the Amazon, a massive shadow blocks the red sun. This is the Aero-Titan. It is not a bird. It is the hyper-evolved gargantuan descendant of the common rat. In a world where the ground became a toxic, acidic war zone of predators, rodents took to the highest trees and eventually to the sky. Spanning 50 feet across, its wings are vast sheets of leathery skin stretched over carbon-reinforced bones. It doesn't flap, it glides silently on the massive thermal currents of a hotter Earth. It drops from the sky like a furry meteor, snatching blind crocodiles from the swamps before returning to the stratosphere. It is the ultimate apex predator, born from the vermin we once trapped in our basements. We build our towers of glass and steel, entirely convinced they are permanent monuments to our greatness. But in the grand calculus of the cosmos, humanity is not the main character. We are just a brief, chaotic season. When we disappear, the Earth will not mourn us. It will not freeze in time. It will take the toxic, plastic-riddled ruins we leave behind and forge a spectacular, terrifying new kingdom. The monsters of tomorrow are already here. They are sleeping at the foot of your bed. They are scurrying inside your walls. All they need is for us to leave. Welcome to tomorrow's fossil.